Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday Flow. My name is Ellen. So be our yoga flow stretch session. We're going to start standing. So if you have any props today that you'd like to use, blanket blocks, make sure you have those off to the side. And we're going to start with a nice big inhale, reaching those arms up, big deep breath, and then exhale, you're going to let it go. So just taking a couple of deep breaths in and out to start our morning, our workout, our practice today. Big deep breath in, reach those arms up, exhale down. We're going to do 2 more. All the way up. Exhale on your last one. You're going to interlace your fingers at the top. You're going to bring those hands back down as you inhale and reach all the way back up. Exhale. And let's reach over to that left side first. So just a gentle stretch to the side. Keep those knees soft. Reaching those arms over. You can always bend your elbows if this stretch doesn't feel great on your shoulders. Or you can even move your arms down in front of you. On your next inhale, very slowly come back to the center. And exhale, we're going to go over to that right side. Keeping those knees soft. And then inhale back to the center. Exhale, release your arms and come into a couple shoulder rolls. All the way up and down. So think of shrugging your shoulders all the way up to your ears and then sort of sticking them down into your back pockets. Imagine you've got back pockets in those pants and you're pressing those shoulder blades down in there. Let's do one more big shoulder roll. Inhale and exhale. We're going to interlace those fingers again. This time you're going to press out and away. And I want you to draw your navel in towards your spine. I'm just going to show you from the side. So sort of rounding that back, pressing those arms away, tuck that chin down. So you're pushing your shoulder blades apart. Getting that stretch in the upper body. You can bend your knees here a little bit. Let's take one more breath here. And then the opposite, we're going to take our hands behind us. You're going to now squeeze your shoulder blades together. If those fingers interlace, grab them here. And then you're going to slide those hands down. And then this time we arch the back and lift the chest. Maybe that head comes up or tilts back with it. If that feels comfortable. And then we're going to do that again. This time, just 1 or 2 breaths in each pose. So I'll show you from the side. Inhale, interlace. Exhale, press. I'm also bending my knees a little bit here. And then inhale, I switch. And then exhale, lift. So just sort of cycle through this a couple times. Inhale. And exhale. You can do 1 breath for each movement. You can do 2 breaths. Back, chest, and shoulders opening up here. Let's do it 2 more times. You can stay in that one spot. I might just be moving around a little bit to show you different angles here. This is our last one. And I want you to hold this one right here. So whether or not you are interlacing your fingers, you are squeezing your shoulder blades together here. I want you to tilt your chin, look down, stretching at the back of the neck. Take 1 breath here. And then slowly take that head back up and release. Let's shake out the arms here. So we're going to open out this way, give ourselves a hug. Let's do that again. Open out to the side, and then a hug. And then we're going to make sort of a diagonal line with our arms, open, do another hug, and let's do the other side. And let's do that 1 more time on each side. Opening the shoulders and arms, give yourselves a hug, 1 more time. And release, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to come to the edge of our mat. We're going to roll all the way down, walk our hands out to a plank, and roll back up. So come to the edge of that mat. We're going to do this very, very slowly. So you're first going to start tucking your chin into your chest, and the shoulders are going to start to roll. And you're going to start to bend at your waist, start to bend at your hips. Knees are bent. I want you to make your head heavy like a bowling ball. Just sort of let it go here. Arms in front, and then eventually your hands reach the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And once you're there, you're gonna walk out to a plank position. Take your time. You're gonna hold your plank for a couple of breaths, just so that you know. So this could be supported. Maybe one knee is on the floor, helping with support. Maybe you have both knees. Hold it for 4 more breaths. Keep your neck nice and long. Your gaze is right in front of your fingertips, in front of your mat. Tuck that tailbone. And then inhale, drive those hips back up and start to walk your hands back to your feet. Now maybe those heels don't stay connected to the floor. That's okay if you're like me and have tight hamstrings. And then slowly make your way back up. You're stacking 1 vertebrae at a time. So remember, the head comes up last. Nice and slow. Once we're at the top, we'll take an inhale, reaching those arms up. And then exhale, take them down. We're gonna do it 2 more times. Tuck the chin. Roll the shoulders. Bend at the waist, bend at the hips. Imagine that you're like a rag doll here. Get a nice good stretch for that lower back. And this forward fold, hands reach the floor, walk it out. Find your plank. If both knees are off the floor, I want straight legs. I want you to tuck your tailbone under. Maybe squeeze your glutes just a tiny bit here. Hold this for a couple breaths. It could even be a plank on your elbows or forearms. Hold the pose, not your breath. And then next inhale, drive those hips up. Walk your hands to your feet. Again, bending your knees here as much as you need to. Offering assistance when it's needed, and then slowly roll back up. Come to the top, inhale, reach those arms up. And then exhale, take those arms back down again. All right, we're gonna do it 1 more time. And as you're doing this, just do a quick scan through the body. Notice how you're feeling this morning without any judgment. And just go ahead and start to roll from the top. Neck, shoulders, waist, hips. Take note of what feels tight this morning. Slowly, once your hands reach the floor, you're gonna walk out to that plank. We're gonna hold this plank position, any plank, right? Maybe one knee, maybe both knees, but either way, you're tucking that tailbone under. I want you to engage those lower abdominals. 1 more breath. And then drive those hips back up. Let's find downward facing dog. Good timing, Sandy. She just came in. Down dog. So you want to pedal out your heels here. You really want to lift those hips way up. Press your chest towards your thighs. While you're here, I want you to nod your head yes and shake your head no. Allow that head to be heavy. We don't want any tension in our neck, although it's easy to do so in this position. So really try to relax your neck, your shoulders here. Think of placing your shoulders in those back pockets, right? And then inhale, let's lower to those knees. Let's bring them nice and wide, feet come together, and we will sit back into child's pose. So taking the weight off those arms and gently sitting back into our heels and our hips. Great pose to come to anytime throughout classes. I always mention to you all, great low back stretch. And keep in mind this workout, this practice is for you this morning. So you do what feels good for your body. Gently rock from side to side. And on your next inhale, let's come up into a tabletop position. So hands are right underneath our shoulders. Our knees are right underneath our hips. Find your nice neutral spine. Untuck those toes. So if I were to come over and sit on top of you, you can hold me up. So that's your nice neutral spine. You're engaging and bracing those core muscles just a little bit. Now on your inhale, I want you to relax those muscles and press your belly to the mat, lifting your chest and your tailbone. So as if I just sat on top of you and you've now collapsed. Inhale, and then exhale like an angry cat. When they get scared, they round their back, tuck that chin, and really exaggerate this movement. Tuck that tailbone in, and then let's do that all over again. Inhale, drop the belly. Imagine you're sinking into the mat. And then exhale, you're lifting away from the mat. Couple more times, cat-cow. Inhale, and exhale. Sometimes our lower back is so tight from sitting all day, so this is a really good way to just sort of loosen up those muscles. Even if you just have a minute, come to the floor, do a couple cat-cows, even seated at your desk or in your chair. So one more. And let's go ahead and sit right back down onto our heels, child's pose. So holding that child's pose for a couple more breaths, and then we'll start to open up through the front side of our body a little bit more before we go into a couple more movements and then going into our flow. So inhale, take it back up. This time, exhale, lower down into your chest and belly. All the way down. All right, so arms are down by your side. Our legs are about hip distance. Your nose is facing the mat. We're gonna come into Locust Pose. So as you inhale, you're gonna lift everything off the mat. Arms and legs, keep your chin down. So you keep that neck long and shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, lower. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift. Everything off the mat. Squeeze the glutes, shoulders. Exhale, lower. And again, inhale, lift. You want to keep your legs straight here. Make sure you're not bending at the knees. Easy to do. Exhale, lower. So let's do this a couple more times. I'm just going to check in real quick. So at your own timing, your own breath, it's inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. We're just warming up our posterior chain, all those back muscles. So I want you to do 3 more of those. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. Keeping that chin down on your inhale. So focus, staying right down on the mat. So we're going to finish our last one. After your last one, just turn your head over to one side. Allow your shoulders to relax here for just a moment. And then slowly come back to the center. So keeping those legs about hip distance, because that's going to give your low back the most amount of support. We're going to lift up onto our elbows. This is called Sphinx Pose. We did this last week as well. So elbows are right under your shoulders. And we're just going to hang out in this position for a couple of breaths. You're going to feel a big stretch in your back, in your shoulders. And if at any point it's just a little bit too much pressure on your low back, you can move those elbows further out to the side rather than directly under your shoulders. So keep that chest lifted. Couple of breaths here. Notice your posture. Notice whether you're starting to sink a little bit. Your job is to keep that chest lifted. Remember, if anything does not feel good, adjust to what does feel good for your body. If you're tight and it's just a little bit uncomfortable, try to just keep breathing into this. We've got 2 more breaths. Keep the shoulders down, head up, 1 more breath. And then very slowly, you're going to gently lower down. You can start to pull those elbows out to the side. Arms go back down to the side. You can turn your head to the other direction here and relax for a moment. Let your body sort of decompress a little bit here. Go ahead and tuck your toes. Place your hands back under your shoulders. You're going to gently lift yourself up and back into another child's pose, but very slowly. and sit right back into those heels. So opposite stretch of what we just did. Just to give our low back a little extra love. Sure, it's always needed. And then slowly come on up. We're gonna face the front. I'm gonna do a couple different things that I did last week with you all. So you're facing the front and we're on our shins here. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can come into a cross-legged position. We're gonna bring our arms up as we inhale. Drop that right arm first, exhale. So just a side bend. Stretch here, inhale back to center and exhale. Reach over. You want to keep those hips grounded. We're going to do it 2 more times on each side. Inhale and exhale. And the most important thing here is keeping that chest up and lifted. Inhale and exhale. In our next layer, we will drop it, but we're going to work on opening up our hips and working through our side body and warming up that core. Here's our last one. Come back to the top and then release. Okay, perfect. So in this next sequence, we're going to take those arms back up. We're going to drop that right arm. And then this time you are going to actually lean forward. You're going to think of making a semicircle with your body. So inhale, you're going to loop it around. And as you exhale, that other arm comes up. So let's do a couple of these. Inhale, draw that semicircle with your arms. Excuse me, exhale, reach. So that left arm is reaching over to that left side, and then that right arm comes up. Exhale. So we lower down, inhale, and exhale, we lift through the chest. So we're gonna do it a couple more times, and then if you're feeling good, you're actually gonna add a lift with your hips. So you're actually gonna lift up. So you can watch that again and then join me when you're ready. So inhale, we come down, and then exhale, you just lift up onto your knees, pushing those hips forward. So try a couple with me. Inhale and exhale, lifting up through the chest and the hips. Inhale down. I'm just gonna show you from the side. Keep moving. Exhale. So warming up the hips and lower body here. Inhale and exhale. So we'll do, after this one, we'll just do 2 more. So you can, again, stand that cross-legged position and not even do the lift. Maybe just the arms. We're gonna do it 1 more time. Perfect. And then go ahead and slowly release. Okay. So if you have blocks with you, you can go ahead and grab them here. If you don't have them, you can roll up a towel or a blanket. They're also not necessary. You might not need it. So the reason we were lifting up those hips, we're going to come into a side plank position, supported. So we're going to start with our right leg out, left hand on the floor. I use the block to bring the floor up to meet me. Extend your right leg out. So let's start with that. So if you can reach the floor without any problem, then you're good. So we're gonna do that same movement with our arms. We're gonna take that right arm up. And as we exhale, I want you to reach over to the side, finding length. Hold this here. And then inhale, let's bring it around towards your foot. And then exhale, reach back up. So we're gonna do this 3 times. You're gonna drop your hips back. Inhale, and then exhale, press and lift. So you just want a little bit of weight in that other arm. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Make sure you have support for the knee that's down here. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. So let's hold this here. So big, big stretch. Hand could even be right here if you have sensitive shoulders or neck. But I just want you to keep those hips pressed forward, your chest open, finding length here in that leg. And then we're going to bend to the other side. So inhale, come up. So we're working those obliques a little bit. Exhale, take that opposite arm. So in this case, your left. Slide that right hand down and reach. Woo, and that's a big, big stretch. So hold this for just a couple of breaths. And again, we want that chest up, This will get us nice and warm for our standing poses. One more breath. And then inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, you're gonna sit those hips back. Bring that leg back down. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So using the block here, make sure you have something for those knees. Carpet, mat, extra mat. And then when you're ready, we're gonna lift up. And now our left leg is gonna extend long. You might find one side's a little bit tighter than the other. That's normal. Extend that left arm over. Let's hold this for just a few breaths. So think about stitching your rib cage together, almost as if you're holding a plank, sort of that same feeling. You want to brace your core, turn on those muscles. So we're going to drop those hips back, create that circle again. Inhale, reach towards your foot, stop right there, and then exhale, lift up. Push those hips forward and lift the chest 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Down and lift. Perfect. Let's try it one more time. And you notice I'm using that block for assistance. That makes it less challenging. I don't have as far to reach. So you're going to hold this here, maybe hand at your hips, right? Your gaze can be up or it can be down at your hand. All right, go ahead and reach the arm back up. Inhale. So now we're going to come up to a upright position. Exhale, use those core muscles. Now we slide that left hand down our leg and now our right arm reaches as we exhale. Oh, this side's a little tighter for me. So I'm not going much further than this. That's okay. We're going to hold this for a couple breaths. You're going to feel those obliques working. Just go as far as you can here. Nice. Let's try 2 more breaths. Keep those hips forward, chest up, and then slowly come back down. Inhale and exhale. You're going to drop those hips back, hand on the floor, and release. Awesome job, everyone. Let's go ahead and come into downward facing dog, and then we'll come up to standing. Down dog, lift those hips up, pedal out your heels. 1 more breath in down dog. Next, inhale, you're going to bend your knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Hang out here for a few breaths, trying to reach your hands to the floor. Maybe it's just those fingertips. Bend the knees here as much as you need to. And then on your next inhale, you're going to come up to standing very slow, reaching those arms out to the side. Nice and slow. Inhale, reach those arms up. You're going to bring your palms together and exhale. Lower down to heart center. Perfect. How's everyone doing so far? Thumbs up. Are we good? Okay, we should feel nice and warm. Now we're going to go into more of a yoga flow and go through some poses. Practice strength and balance. Anytime you need to, grab a sip of water, coffee, whatever, right? Inhale, reach up, and exhale, let it go. Flow all the way down. Let's lift up halfway for a flat back. Just like that tabletop where I'm sitting on top of you, right? You want to keep that back super strong, as flat as this bench that I have here in my background. So pull those shoulder blades together and push into your heels. So you're going to feel that stretch behind the legs. Exhale, let's lower. We're going to step our right leg back. We're going to first start in a low lunge. So lower that knee, flatten that foot, lift the chest. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, hold. So we already worked through our hips, we worked through our back. You should feel pretty good in this first low lunge. Hold it for a few breaths, stretching out that right hip flexor. Sensitive shoulders, you can find the cactus arms, or maybe hands at your hips, or hands in prayer. Up to you. 1 more breath in this low lunge. Inhale, you're going to take those hands down on either side of your foot. You're going to retuck that back toe. And as we exhale, we're going to bring that back foot in a couple steps closer. We're going to press our heel to the floor and find warrior 1. Lift the chest, find your balance. Arms come back up. Inhale and exhale, we hold. So your hips are forward in your warrior one, and your back foot is at a 45-degree angle. I'll show you from the front. Right about there. Think of your feet like you're on railroad tracks. So they're not super wide. Hold this right here. And then inhale, we're gonna lower those arms. Exhale, roll them back. Just like in the beginning of class, we're gonna interlace those fingers together, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift up, inhale, and then exhale, we're gonna lower down for hump and warrior. If you can, lift those arms up. You're lowering your chest to your thigh, your head is heavy here. You're pressing into your front leg and your back leg. Make sure the same amount of weight is in both legs. Ooh, this one's tricky. One more breath here. Inhale, slowly lift up, and exhale, release. You're gonna straighten that front leg. Arms come back up, inhale. We lower them, exhale. We're gonna get ready for triangle pose. So adding a twist. Reach towards your front foot first, and then exhale. You can take that back hand and extend it all the way up. You're still opening up and warming up your shoulders. Take that hand to your hip. So you want to imagine you're squished between two walls in your triangle pose. Hold that there. So to show you from the side, this is my tight side, so I still keep my hand on my hip. If you can extend your arm, go ahead and do so. We're gonna hold it for 2 more breaths. You're opening up through your shoulder and torso here. And your legs are making a triangle. Inhale, push into that back foot. And exhale, we're gonna step to the front to chair pose. Bring your feet together, drop those hips, reach your arms up. Find that imaginary chair. Again, the options for the shoulders, you could do cactus or hands in prayer. I keep my hands right here. Look down at your toes, you should be able to wiggle them. And your back should be nice and flat. Hips down, chest up. Feel those legs start to get nice and warm. Inhale, lift up. And then we're gonna practice our first balance. You're gonna lift that right leg up. And you're gonna hold it here. I want a nice 90-degree angle with that leg. Focus on one thing in front of you. Tuck that tailbone under, lift your chest up. So one more breath here. Inhale, and then exhale. I want you to hinge forward. If you're going into a deadlift, and then take a huge step back. Big step back, high lunge, reach those arms up, inhale, and then exhale, take those hands down. You're gonna step back to down dog. So I know that was a long sequence, but you all are pros by now. So we're gonna do the same sequence on the other side. Before we do so, we have this flow on the floor. Inhale, come forward to your plank. Exhale, lower your knees, keep and maintain that plank position, and lower all the way down as one unit. Chaturanga, chest to floor. And you want your chest to come in front of your fingertips here. So elbows in, shoulders down, flatten your toes, inhale, lift, baby cobra, exhale, back to down dog. Hold that there. So it's sort of like a tricep push-up. You're gonna hold your down dog for 2 more breaths. Same thing on the other side. You always have the option of taking out that flow on the floor. It is upper body and core heavy. Try to breathe in and out through your nose. So next breath, you're gonna bend your knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump, forward fold. Inhale takes us to standing. Nice and slow, bring those arms up. Palms come together, exhale, lower down. All right, same sequence, other side. Take it up, inhale, and exhale, float it down. So I'll do this one with you as well, so you can watch and mimic the movements. Inhale, lift. Remember, nice flat back, press into those heels. Exhale, step your left leg back. Drop to your knee, untuck that toe. Lift the chest, low lunge, arms up, inhale, exhale, hold. Hip, knee, and ankle should be in a nice straight line. We're stretching out that left hip flexor now. Couple of breaths. Arm placement is whatever you would like. Could be all the way up, cactus, or hands in prayer. Inhale, take those hands down. Exhale, you're gonna tuck that back toe. You're gonna lift the knee off the floor, take a big step in, and press that heel down, making a 45-degree angle. Lift the chest, arms up, warrior one. Hold that there. So you essentially just took a step back and opened up your hips just a tiny bit. That's your warrior one. Hips are still forward. You're gonna feel a big stretch in that back leg, especially in the calf. Take those arms down, roll the shoulders. Inhale, lift the shoulders up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, maybe interlace, and exhale, lower for humble warrior. Take a few breaths here. This one is challenging. Make sure you're pushing into your back foot as much as your front. Head is heavy like a bowling ball. Reach those arms up and back if you can. Feeling that heat building in the body. Push into your back leg, inhale. Exhale, release. Woo, straighten those legs, get ready for triangle. There could be a small micro bend in that front leg. Arms up and release. Reach towards your front foot. Your hips go back in that opposite direction, and then exhale, triangle. So on this side, I'm much more flexible. I can extend that arm all the way up. My hand is right on top of my shoulder. Hold that triangle. So notice that sort of in a straight line. I also don't have my shoulder rolling forward, so you really want to open all the way up. Hold that there. Your gaze is at your shoulder or at your hand. Imagine you're falling back into a wall. One more breath, big twist there. Push into that back foot, inhale, and exhale. We're gonna go ahead and come to our chair. Take a step in, reach those arms up, inhale, and exhale, hold that chair pose. I keep my hands right here. This feels better on my shoulders. Imaginary chair, you're sitting right in it. You should be able to wiggle your toes right here. Get nice and low. One more breath. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, other leg, balance. So left leg is up. Nice 90-degree angle, and you're keeping that foot flexed. Think of lifting up a little bit taller in this single leg balance. Stacking your shoulders on your hips. Stay here, one more breath. Inhale, hinge back, exhale, and then big step back. Reach those arms up, inhale, and exhale, hands down. All right, stepping on back, down dog. So we're just gonna add layers onto our sequence. Inhale, come forward to your plank. Exhale, lower knees and chest. Elbows in. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. And exhale, down dog or child's pose, your choice. 2 breaths. Good job, everyone. So we're gonna move just a little bit faster and add a couple elements of balance as well. We're gonna add on to that single leg balance, I should say. All right, next breath, you're gonna bend those knees. Inhale, exhale, walk, hop, or jump. Maybe you're ready to jump to the top. Totally up to you. Inhale brings us up to standing nice and slow, palms come together, and exhale. All right, thumbs up. We're ready to keep going, perfect. Let's take it up, and exhale, lower. Remember, a little bit faster, so feel free to dial it back if you'd like. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale. Take a step back, right leg. This time, we're gonna try and stay in a high lunge. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hold. So if you'd like to drop the knee, you're more than welcome to. Hold this right here. Nice deep breath. So we're gonna switch this up just a little bit. You're gonna go into your humble warrior with your back leg in that lunge. So roll the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest, maybe interlace those fingers. Inhale, and then exhale, drop to that humble warrior. So it's a slightly different setup with the legs. You wanna still keep your hips low as you drop your chest and lift your arms. Hold this here, humble warrior, one more breath. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, release. You're gonna bring those arms up as you inhale, and I want you to press your back heel down. We're gonna come into a really wide triangle pose. Exhale, lower those arms. Reach towards your front foot, inhale, and exhale, wide triangle. So we just sort of switched the position of our legs. Imagine I'm pulling your wrist and lifting up. I'm sort of pulling you back here. Hold it for a couple breaths. I want to see the triangle pose. Remember, you're squished between two walls. Nice, good, Taryn. If you all want an extra challenge, take your bottom hand away from your leg so you're not pushing into it. And then you'll feel your core. Perfect, one more breath, beautiful. Inhale, nice, push into that back foot. Exhale, come back up. So we're gonna go right into that chair. Drop nice and low, inhale, exhale, find your chair. So we're gonna add a twist. Bring those hands together. Inhale, lift up, just to give your legs a little bit of a breather. Exhale, twist over that right shoulder. Drop and twist. I'll show you from the front. So I'm only twisting with my upper body. And then from the side. So lift up, make sure your knees are still together and that you don't have one knee slightly forward than the other. If you do, adjust your hips. Harder than it looks, right? If you want extra challenge, extend those arms. If not, stay right here. Hips stay low. Chest is always slightly higher than your hips. Woo, feel that burn, one more breath. Inhale, come up and reach that right leg up as we exhale for our balance. So we're gonna go right into warrior three with this balance. Hold it for one more breath. Keep your hands at prayer. This time as we extend back, we just kick that leg straight back behind us. And you're gonna hold. So you're sort of making the letter T shape with your body. Take your arms out by your side like you're flying and hold this warrior three. Hold that there. So you can be close to a bench or a wall to help with support. Letter T with that body. We're gonna hold for a few breaths. If you fall out of it, get back into it. I want you to straighten that back leg. Now, if you've been coming to my class for, I don't know, last 2 years, you wanna practice something a little bit harder, you can open up into half moon. So if you wanna do that, you're gonna stack your hips, just like we did in the beginning, with that side plank. Same thing, stack your hips, take one hand down to the floor, you extend that right leg up. And that's your half moon. Also pointing my toe here. Woo, we're feeling that standing leg. So hold wherever you're at for one more breath. And then as you exhale, I want you to bend that knee, hands back to prayer, and bring that knee back up to your chest. Oh my gosh, I know. Hold this right here. One more breath. Inhale to come back to that high lunge. Reach those arms up and then exhale, take those hands down. Awesome job. Step back down dog. So here you can find the child's pose, or you can go through this sequence again. Maybe chaturanga without lowering the knees. Be mindful of your back there. Maybe up dog feels good. If you've never done it before, just stick to your baby cobra. But flow through that at your own pace, 2 breaths in your down dog or child's pose. Ooh, I'm slightly out of breath, I'm feeling it. So we are getting a workout. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Here we go, bend those knees, inhale. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump. Keep that energy up. Inhale, reach those arms. Palms come together. Exhale. Other side, here we go. Inhale and exhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Pull your shoulder blades together. Push your heels into the floor, exhale, lower. Big step back with that left leg. High lunge. Remember, you have the option of lowering to that knee. But extra challenge is staying here. My hips a little tighter, so I'm bringing my feet a little closer in. Feel free to adjust. Bring those arms down. Roll the shoulders, lift the chest. Inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together, maybe interlace those fingers. Exhale, humble warrior in your lunge position. So the challenge here is dropping your chest while also keeping your hips down. Woo. Make sure you're pressing into your back foot and your back leg just as much as your front. Even though there's more weight in the front, use that back leg, press through that heel, lift those arms, in, slowly come up. Exhale, release the arms. Woo, inhale, reach those arms up, lift up. You're just gonna drop that heel down, open the hips ever so slightly, wide triangle pose. So our legs are much wider. Inhale, reach towards that front foot, and exhale, let's flow right into triangle. Hold that there. So if you're close to a wall, you can even lean up against the wall and open up. Let's check it out. Hold that triangle pose. Nice, perfect. Good, Bill, looking right up at that hand. Make sure you're gazing up at your shoulder or that extended arm. Perfect. Good, Mindy. If you want the extra challenge, take that bottom hand away from your leg. Woo. One more breath. Inhale, press into that back foot. Use your obliques, pull yourself up. Exhale, step into chair. Drop and hold. Step into chair. Remember, we add the twist here, so everyone come back to prayer. Lift up a little bit, inhale, exhale, drop first, and then twist. I'm just showing from different positions, right? This is a little tighter for me. As you're twisting, make sure you don't have one knee going further forward than the other. So check that out and adjust with those hips. Want a little more? Extend those arms straight. Keep those hips low, chest slightly higher than your hips, right? Woo, feel that burn. One more breath. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lift that left leg up. Here comes our balance. Tuck your tailbone under. Core doing lots of the work here. Take an exhale, slowly hinge forward, inhale, and exhale, find your warrior three. Once you're there, extend your arms down by your side, like you're flying. So you want to make the letter T with your body. Hips stay facing the floor. Back leg is straight. I know lots to think about here. Feel free to practice your half moon. Think of a side plank. Sort of open that hip. Yeah, good, Taryn. You open that hip and stack it. Nice balance, baby. Maybe you have a block or a bench. And with that half moon, I keep my focus on the floor rather than up. If you're practicing that half moon. Maybe you're just practicing regular warrior three, and that leg is just barely off the floor. So wherever you're at, 2 more breaths. Squeeze your glutes, lift away from the mat. Keep that chest up, 1 more breath. And the hardest part, as you exhale, bend your knee and come back to standing. I know a standing leg is on fire. Bring it to your chest, inhale, exhale, step back. Woo, arms up and then hands down. Awesome job, everyone. Take it on back. So child's pose or go through your flow one final time. Up to you. Take your time. Nice and slow. And then everyone find a child's pose once you're done. Child's pose. Just let that heart rate come back down. We'll finish with some nice, nice stretches. In child's pose, walk those hands over to the right diagonal. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left side. Reach as far as you can until you can't go any further. So you feel that stretch. Then back to the center, inhale. And exhale, roll it up. Woo! How are we feeling? Thumbs up, we're good. I was a little out of breath there for a moment. All right, we're just gonna finish with some nice little stretching. So we're gonna come down to a seated position, move those legs around. You're gonna slowly make your way down to the floor on your back. So nice and slow. Once you're there, you're gonna hug your knees into your chest. Wiggle your toes, circle your ankles, and gently rock side to side. Let go of any tension here that you may have been holding on to from those balance poses. So just let it go here. Close your eyes. Massage your spine. You can make circles here with your legs, going in one direction, and then go ahead and switch. So we're going to go to a big spinal twist. I know you all enjoyed this one last week, so we're going to do it again. It's the open book stretch. So roll over to one side. I'm going to roll to my right. You're going to be sort of in a baby fetal position. You're all the way on your side. Knees are into your chest like you're a sleeping baby. Your arms are out. So keep your knees close to your chest. We're going to start with that top arm. Inhale, you're going to open it up. You're opening a book. You even look over your shoulder for that spinal twist. Then exhale, you're going to close it. So we're just going to do that 2 more times. We'll hold that third and final one. Inhale, open, looking over that shoulder. And exhale, close. And then your last one here. Inhale and exhale, hold. Spinal twist. Arm is in one direction, legs are in the opposite. You're looking over that shoulder. Keep your knees bent. That's going to give you the most support for your low back. So keep them close to your chest. And then very slowly close the book. And then you're going to gently go back roll onto your back. You just want to do it really, really gently. And we do the other side. So I'm actually just going to switch so you can see me. So on your other side, like you're sleeping, extend those arms, knees into the chest, and open the book. Inhale, extend that arm, and exhale. Oh, this side's a lot easier for me. Inhale, and exhale. Third and final one, you're going to stay there for a couple of breaths. Look over that shoulder so you get the neck stretch as well. Allow that arm to completely relax on the floor. And keep those knees into your chest. Let's go ahead and slowly close the book. Woo! And then gently roll onto your back. Nice and easy here. I want you to keep those knees bent, feet on the floor. Arms by your side or maybe overhead, whatever you prefer. We're going to do Windshield Wiper with the legs. So just very gently drop your legs from right to left. Allow your hips to come off the floor. And just go from side to side here. This is a great one to do in the morning as well, to sort of loosen up your lower back muscles and your hips. All right, we're going to pull our knees into our chest. So our final pose is going to be our happy baby pose, which my almost 8-month-old niece, oh my gosh, she is so good at this pose. So go ahead and bring those knees in. You're going to reach for your toes, your feet, and extend those legs up, just like babies do. Happy baby. So you can gently rock side to side. You're sort of giving your spine a massage. This should feel really good. If your hips are just way too tight, you can stay in sort of this butterfly stretch. Because we do want to relax our head, neck, and shoulders while we're doing this. Few more breaths. Maybe you want to extend your legs straight out like a straddle. If you have that flexibility, you can do that. And then when you're ready, just very gently bring those feet back together, lower them down onto the floor. And you're going to extend your legs straight out, arms overhead, take an inhale, make yourself a little bit longer, a little bit taller, and then exhale, just let it all go. Find your Shavasana, which is traditionally just a corpse pose in yoga, but it can honestly be anything that's comfortable for you. Whatever you would like. Just for the last minute here of class. And you're going to close your eyes wherever you are at. And just focus on your breath. Taking long, deep breaths here. Noticing how your body is feeling now. Doing one final scan. Gently start to move your head from side to side. Slowly start bringing awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, maybe wiggle your toes. Gently draw your knees into your chest. Gently open your eyes. Give yourself one last big hug. Tell yourself something nice. Good job for coming to class this morning. And then when you're ready, gently roll over. Press yourself up. Find any comfortable seated position to end class in today. And once you're up there, maybe a couple shoulder rolls, a gentle twist over each shoulder. And then all together, we'll reach our arms up. Inhale, bring those palms together. Exhale and bring them down to heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. And as always, thank yourself for making the time for you this morning. Hopefully your body feels better than when you first started class. And we'll open our eyes and we'll say namaste, which means the light and energy in me honors and sees the light and energy in you all. So namaste. Thank you so much for coming to class. Happy Friday. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Wonderful weekend, and hope you all are feeling good.
Thank you so much. Have a good weekend, everybody.